Here's the 3 reasons why artists go broke, and the number 1 reason why I went broke for a period of time, but I didn't give up. What's up? It's Manifest from Smart Music Business here. I've got over 500,000 monthly Spotify listeners, and I signed a record deal way too soon. I wanted this dream to happen too fast. I was at a great job, I was married, I was making good money, I was playing shows, I was making music in the studio, but I wanted to do music full time. And so I had a really horrible record deal put in front of me, and I signed it. It was a 6 or 7 year licensing deal where the label got rights to my record for 6 or 7 years to sell it. It was a 3-album deal. But you gotta understand, as soon as I signed that deal, all of a sudden they're taking 80% of my income. And now the only way I can make money is through live shows and if we sell a ton of records. But here's the trick. Did I get an advance on the deal? No, I didn't. I didn't get any advance, so that shows you how much they believed in me, right? And so this is the number 1 reason why artists go broke, and it's because they lack patience. I lacked patience. I should have kept on building up my fan base, building it up, making more money, getting music out there, doing more shows, doing more tours, so I had something to leverage. You see, when I came to the negotiation table with the label, I had nothing to negotiate. I had no success. I wasn't really making any money. They had more of a chance of making me bigger than I did myself, which is true, okay? Because I was able to leverage the fact that I was signed, and I did, so I could get a manager, so I could get a booking agent, so I could get on tours. But you gotta understand, I was broke, not making any money, and I wasn't really making money from the right tours. So this is super important that you gotta make sure that, you build your career first, all right, so that you have something to negotiate with. Don't be so fast to try and force the dream to happen. If I could go back in time in a time machine, I would have slowed down, built up my career, wrote more songs, wrote more better, amazing songs, radio hits, worked with great producers, then I would have signed, but I lacked patience because I wanted to be doing music full time so badly. The second thing is why most artists go broke is, they won't work with a team. Okay, they want to do everything themselves, and they won't sign with anybody. They chase down a manager, they chase down a label, but then when a contract is put in front of them, they won't sign it. They won't take the next step because they're too afraid. But let me tell you something about this. Yes, it's one thing to share some of the pie with someone else to open more doors, and that's why I did sign with the label, and that's how I did end up blowing up in Japan and get started, okay, and thank God it was only a 3-album deal, and I got my babies back. But the other thing is, a lot of artists, they won't sign. They won't work with anyone. And then, and what's the point of having 100% of nothing? I'd rather have 30% of a massive pie or 50% of a way bigger pie by working with other people. And that's not just with labels or with booking agents or managers. This is even in your songwriting. You're like, oh, I only want to do the song by myself. I don't want to work with anyone. I don't want to collaborate with anyone. That's one of the biggest mistakes I made as well. I wish I worked with more artists and leveraged their fan bases and did this as a team, all right? The third thing why most artists go broke is they entertain themselves instead of educating themselves. I talk about this in my book, From Red to Black. Rich people educate themselves, poor people entertain themselves. Once you make the money, do you invest it back into the music, back into the merch, back into the logo, back into marketing and promotion, or do you just spend it all on some fancy clothes and jewelry and watches and rings and all this stuff that doesn't make you money? Or do you build your career and build and learn to go without and keep investing in this business, because that's what it is. It's a business. And what's so cool about music, if you invest in it long enough and invest in it and keep grinding, music will continue to pay you for years. I have a song we did way back in 2006, and it still cranks out money, and it's 14 plus years old. All right, and that can happen to you. And that's if you're willing to stay in the game and keep pushing forward. Hey music artist, it looks like you haven't downloaded a copy of my book Spotify Profits yet, showing you how I got 12.2 million streams and 100,000 followers on Spotify without a record label and without having to go on tour anymore. This thing reads like a magazine. It's going to show you how to hack that Spotify algorithm, how to release your songs in order so that you get the best chance of getting on those editorial playlists, how I collaborate with other artists, but most importantly, how to build that email email list so that you can monetize your music. This will work for any genre, works wherever you live, does not matter. We live in a global singles economy, and now is your time to grow your Spotify following. Click the link in this video to download a copy today.